Well, hello there. Hi, YouTube. How are you?
We are terribly sorry for the interruption. The video quality of this episode was filmed in potato resolution. Please bear with us as we make improvements in hardware and software in upcoming episodes. Hashtag growing pains.
It's been a while, hasn't it? Uh, I think when I say a while, I really mean 2 years, 4 months, and 5 days since my last post, which was the New York Comic Con My Greatest Adventure 2019. So it has been a while. And I'm sure that many of you have moved on to bigger and better YouTube creators, communities, and you know what? More power to you. It's always good to support your local YouTube creator. And I'm hoping to earn your viewership back, of course. Some of you though did stick around, hitting me up and reaching out to me over the last few years. One of you guys actually becoming probably one of my closest friends. Shout out to you, Jake, who was actually the catalyst of really inspiring me to get the channel back up and going. So um, here I am. Now, before I dive into, here's what you can expect from the new and improved comics and stuff. I do feel that I owe what viewers I still have left an explanation for how I was gone. Now, bear in mind, I'm not going to go into deep, intimate details, but I do want to be forthcoming with you guys and make sure everybody understands what was going on. But um, just a brief overview. End of 2019 was a very tumultuous part of my life. I was not only did I do that 2 week trip across the country, visiting those 5 comic shops, ending up at the New York Comic Con, which was unbelievably expensive and very stressful. But I also had kind of gotten burnt out for quite some time on comics, just because I had made some very large purchases and as you guys know, I'm not a rich person, so whenever I purchase a big comic book, I have to hustle. I was flipping books left and right, saving from each of my paychecks, selling things, and it really took a lot out of me. And I still have those books today. They're in the safe deposit box, and if you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen them. Um, but that took a lot out of me. Outside of comic books, though, it had a really still currently am, but had a very long, mm, stressful battle with depression. I went from this to this. As you can see, I gained a lot of weight, developed a bit of an eating habit, and ended up in the hospital with some heart problems that really kind of sucked. And I'm currently on the way back to a place of good heart health. But it was really scary for a time, so I devoted a lot of time to trying to figure that out, and it's still a daily struggle. Um, I've lost a little bit of weight. You can still see a little bit of chub, but I'm not really worried about that part. I embrace and love my dad bod. I just want to make sure that I don't drop dead because of like a heart attack or something. So I'm really trying to work on my heart health. But that was a really scary time. But at the same time, I was leaving a really high stress, kind of like somewhat toxic work environment, starting a new job, having 2 kids, and to be frank, I loved the YouTube channel, but I was not able to make money off of it. And I don't say that in such a way that, oh, all of you, I need you to pay me. But um, I would like to make a career. I would have liked it, still would like to make a career out of, the YouTube channel. But at the time, I wasn't in a place where I was knowledgeable enough or mature enough to find ways or avenues to make this a financial engine for me. And so it became more difficult and taxing to create the time for this while I was battling depression, raising 2 kids, trying to, take care of my heart health, and just kind of get my mental health in general under control. So I kind of eased off and it just fell apart. So that is it. And you know what, YouTube, I am sorry for the disappearance. I know that a lot of you still probably follow me on Instagram, and as many of you guys know, if you just reach out to me, I'm always still going to talk to you guys. But the YouTube channel did definitely die down. Um, but like I said, couple of viewers, so like Jake, Steven, and Steven and Steve. A few of you guys have all reached out to me and kept in pretty consistent touch with me over the last few years and really been encouraging and just good friends. And I appreciate that, and really I do feel inspired to really bring back the channel in a more still lighthearted, still kind of goofy me, but more professional, format. I plan on bringing this back in a podcast style format. You can see my mic, my fancy ring light. I got all the bells and whistles to try to make this as nice and professional as I can. But I still want to let you all know I'm still me. I'm still Goofy Devin. Albeit more tattoos. I've got this big monkey face. Um, and soon to be on this side too. We'll get back to that later. Um, but yeah, so comics and stuff before it was very shoddy editing, done on just my little MacBook by myself with no knowledge or skill in video editing. And this time around, I've got a really great partner, Sergeant Campos. Uh, he's my cousin, but also one of my best friends, but also in the army. So I call him Campos. But anyways, he's a wonderfully talented individual who is going to be helping me edit these videos. And he's good. So you can expect these to look a little better. Outside of that, I do want to focus. I think that the last time around, I focused entirely too much on the comics part of comics and stuff, and not the stuff. Um, and the whole goal of the channel last time was to educate. And that stays the same, but I want to expand the channel broadly. Not to say I'm going to leave or go away from comic books, but I do want to talk about other facets of collecting. I plan on having guests in on this hour-long ish podcast style format. I want to have I want to do deep dives. I want to talk about what has happened and changed, over the last 2.5 years that I haven't been here in the comic book community. What collectibles communities have exploded and gotten up and out, off its feet. We all know that there's that big Pokemon thing, the big Pokemon bubble. I want to talk to people about that. I want to understand it. I want to learn about it. I don't know much about, speculating on comic books outside of the little, top 10 comics to buy for X year. Outside of that video, I don't know anything about specking. I would love to learn about speculation. I would love to learn about pulp magazines in a deeper fashion. Video game VHS tapes. These are all things that have really kind of come up over the last couple of years. And these are things that I want to educate myself on, but I also want to bring to you guys in a format that's fun, easy to understand, and with experts who know what they're talking about. So you guys can expect from this channel, going forward. I'm going to have this nice new backdrop. I worked really hard on my little office area to make it look nice for you guys, and I'm going to ensure that we have good, smart, competent folks coming on to the channel and talking with me and educating me and all of you about all these different subjects. But don't worry, we're not leaving comic books behind. We're going to be talking about all manner of comic books: Silver Age, Golden Age, Bronze, Modern. We're going to talk about war comics. We're going to talk about horror comics. We're going to talk about sci-fi comics, underappreciated books. We're gonna cover it all. And by the time you're watching this, I probably have a few months recorded in advance, because I think one of the other biggest issues last time around was I had to carve out time every single Saturday from my kids to film, and filming the video, that was 15, 20, 30 minutes, whatever, editing the video, getting it posted. I mean, the whole process just by myself, being unskilled and unknowledgeable in these things, took hours, which contributed to the burnout. But anyhow, I digress. I think that's really kind of it. I just wanted to give you guys this brief. I'm back. I'm here. I'm okay. I hope you guys are all okay. I hope that you've all survived the pandemic and the hard times. I hope everybody's doing okay. Again, thank you. Big shout out to Jake for inspiring me to come back. Big shout out to Campos for being my partner in crime here and making sure these videos look much better than I ever made them. And yeah, you guys can expect to see me every Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon again. And this time expect some fun and knowledgeable guests, and expect a good time. But for those of you who've stuck around, thank you. And for those of you who I'm hoping to come back, I miss you. I appreciate you. And here's to next Saturday.